Hey everybody, Mark B. Dub, Gardening Gone Wild. Hey, welcome back to the greenhouse. Hey, it's a beautiful day in August. Not too bad today for Utah. It's probably going to be about 94 degrees outside, but guess what? In the greenhouse, it's only 78 degrees. As you can hear, the fans going, the exhaust fans over there that you can see on the side wall. And got one down at the other end down here, at the other end down there. Hey, it's poinsettia season. And we're going to show you how to plant some poinsettias in this next video. So, get your seatbelt strapped and hang on for an awesome ride, because here we go. Everybody, welcome back to the greenhouse. Mark here. Listen, I know this sounds kind of silly or even weird, but it's poinsettia season. Now I know a lot of you are saying, Mark, poinsettias, we usually don't buy them until December or even maybe around Thanksgiving. Well, that's okay, because that's true, that's how it works. But as a greenhouse grower and manager and a teacher, we grow poinsettias starting them in August, okay? And as you can see, we've already got some poinsettias already planted, okay? And we plant 500 poinsettias. Now, 500 sounds like a lot, but I'm going to show you the poinsettias, okay? When we receive our poinsettias, we get them from a company out of New Jersey, and they come in little strips that look just like this right here, okay? And in each strip, there are 10 plants. This actually is a white poinsettia called polar bear white. You can learn about poinsettias and know that if you find little plugs or plants like this that have light green foliage, they're gonna be white. If you find plugs like this one over here, or little plants that have the red, if you notice the red right in here, those red petioles that are on the leaves, the stems, that means you're going to get a pink one or you're going to get a red one, or something like a glitter, which is a red and white. If you ever find a blue poinsettia or an orange or a purple, those aren't real. Well, the plants may be real, but your florists kind of alter the color of the leaves by spraying them with a special floral spray paint to give you a variety for Christmas to have different colors, okay? So you have the polar bear white, and then you have what's called Christmas cheer, which is a red one, and it's the most beautiful poinsettia that I've ever grown. In fact, as time goes by, we get closer to November, December, I'll do more videos and we'll show you the change in color, okay? Poinsettias are definitely a nighttime, daytime, light available type of a plant. Okay, as the days get shorter, the colors of the true colors of the poinsettias come out, whether they're white or whether they're red, okay? Now, inside of this strip, we have what's known as Oasis. Now, if you look at that plant, you'll see the roots right here by my thumb. A lot of companies, a lot of growers will take a cutting of this plant or other plants that they grow that are mature plants, and then they'll take and dip them in a root hormone or a white powder substance that helps to cause the plants to start making their own roots like we have right here, okay? Now, this looks like a sponge. It's not your typical soil that you would put your poinsettia or transplant your plants into. This is what's called an oasis. And it's a nice way to make cuttings, to stick them in there so that they are allowed to really put on some nice roots, okay? Now, as we go over here, we're going to go to some containers that don't have any plants in them yet. And what we do is we use a regular potting soil, I like to use the Sunshine #1 mix. It gives me a good amount of perlite. It has a little vermiculite in it. It has peat moss, sphagnum peat moss that's ground up. And then it's got a nutrient charge along with some dolomitic lime to help with the color of the leaves, okay? So what I like to do is I'm going to show you how I like to plant them. Okay, remember we've got that nice little plug right there. You don't just lay it there on the soil, of course. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 fingers right here. Yep, my 2 fingers that I use. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put it right here in the soil. And then I'm going to kind of press them down and push back and push forward and back and forward and back. And I'm going to make me a nice little hole right there that I can take and put this poinsettia plant in. Okay, here's the plug. Now they call this a plug because you're actually taking it and you're going to put it down in that hole and you're going to plug that hole with that plant. And that's pretty simple. I don't know. It doesn't get much easier than that right there, guys. Okay? So as I bring this in and show you the poinsettia plant there in the soil, right down inside of here. Okay? What I like to do is I will plant the poinsettias and the plugs, and I will water them in because a lot of people will want to take the time to push the soil around the plant and so forth. But what I like to do is I like to just water them in instead of pushing the soil around the plant like that. And then you get it all nice and cozy in that little container there with your soil, right? Okay. There we go. Get back just a little bit for you. But what I've got here is I've got a lot of reds. We haven't planted any of the whites yet. I do have some empty containers here that we have yet to plant. But just see how small these little poinsettias are. What's cool is as time goes, as they grow, as the days get shorter, the true color of the leaves comes out. And instead of calling them flowers, they actually call them a bract. That's B-R-A-C-T, bract. The flower is actually inside of the modified leaves, and in this case they're going to be red. But the modified leaves are red on this plant. They call that the bract, and the flower is actually the yellow part inside of those modified red leaves called the cyathea. And we'll learn more about the anatomy and all the terminology for poinsettias. Okay, this is just the beginning of a few videos that I'm going to make. I just wanted to show you all of the amazing plants. Now, these are my little babies. And I have a lot of kids, students that help me out planting these poinsettias, and we all help in taking care of them. We're actually going to measure them. We're going to track them, how many leaves they grow, how far of a distance between their different nodes and internodes. If you look on this plant right here, here is a branch, or here's a leaf right here, it's coming out, okay? And then you come up this little area right here in the middle of the main stem is called the internode, and then you go up to this next leaf or stem, and then that's called a node where the leaf actually comes out of the main, they call it the apical dominant stem, okay? So there you go, there's our poinsettias for the day. Again, we have the polar bear white right here, and we have the Christmas cheer right here. Let's grab a couple more plants. I'm going to take this sleeve of plants over here, and I'm going to show you again what we do. Okay, we're going to plant some. We're going to take another one out of the tray there. See that right there? Now these are nice and healthy plants. These come from a favorite greenhouse that I order a lot of my plugs and plants from, Lucas Greenhouses out in New Jersey. They do a really nice job on a lot of other plants that we order in as plugs. Again, this is called a plug. You take this, okay, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to make our hole. We're going to go forward and back and forward and back. Okay, let's see if I can zoom out just a little bit. There we go. Then I'm going to grab my plant over here, and I'm going to put it down into that hole that I just made, and then I'm going to just let it sit there, nestled nice. Again, you don't have to sit there and put the soil around it like this. That's not necessary unless you feel like you want to do that. A very important rule on this Oasis is that you get it down below the soil line. Now I know you hear a lot of people say when you plant plugs or plants you want to keep it right at the base of the soil line, the top of the soil line. But with this Oasis, if you don't cover this Oasis, this sponge, it's going to dry out and your plant's going to suffer. And so then you can just take and put a little bit of soil over the top of that Oasis so that it isn't exposed to the sun, and then you have a nice cozy little plant ready to grow up big and strong. So what do you think? Pretty awesome stuff, huh? It's not that much to planting poinsettias. I love the greenhouse. I love what I do. I hope you can hear me over the fans. We'll find out when I start editing this movie, huh? All right. Well, thanks for coming along. Sorry it's been a long time since I've made a video. Again, it's kind of hit and miss here and there for me with everything that's going on in my life and at school, at work. Going back to school, getting additional education to become a professional educator. It takes a lot of time and energy and effort. A lot of nights that I wished I could be filming and doing things to show you in the garden, because this is definitely the time that we all need to be learning together, okay? So with that in mind, I'm going to walk around a little bit, show you a couple more video pictures or little snippets of the poinsettias. I'll put some music to it, let you enjoy it. And until next time, thanks for watching Gardening Gone Wild. Please subscribe, like it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. That helps me so that I can know what to cover next time. I'm Mark B. Dub with Gardening Gone Wild. I'll see you next time.